We've been getting zucchini and squash from our plants up here at the house. I hope that we'll be able to get some from the ones down at the garden. It'd be really great if we got some rain. That would help them. But today I want to share one of the recipes, probably the most common recipe as far as sweets go when you think about zucchini. I'm going to share a zucchini recipe that's from mine and Jim's book, Celebrating Southern Appalachian Food. And it's really a common one. It's actually Jim's recipe he put in the book, and I've never made it before. It's very similar to the one that Granny uses, and I've made that one many times over the years, so I'm sure that we'll like it, but it does have a slight difference here and there, especially with the addition of lemon juice. Granny's doesn't have that. So I'm thinking that might add a real brightness. We'll have to see. I'm sure it'll be good. I do like to use zucchini in thinking about sweets. I have a zucchini, like a coconut cake that I make. I could share that someday maybe. Not my recipe, but one I found and we liked, and I kept making it. It has lime in the little glaze that you put on it. There's a really great one from, there's my oven coming to heat, a really great one from, I think it's Pinch of Yum. I think that's the name of it. I've been making it for a long time. It's like a lemon and zucchini. It's really dense and moist. It is so good. So good. You could find that on their website. Maybe I could share that one someday too. There's two different chocolate ones that I've made that we really liked. So zucchini plays well in all of those things because it adds moisture to the bread of the dessert, and very little flavor. So whatever other flavors you're using, like the lemon or the chocolate or whatever, really shines through. Of course, we like to eat zucchini too in savory ways. Probably our favorite way to eat it, that we eat it most often, is just to chop it up into, cubes, dice it up, pretty large cubes though. Season it real good with whatever seasoning you like. We just use salt, pepper, maybe some garlic powder. Toss it with olive oil. Do that first, then season it. Spread it out on a baking sheet and roast it at 450 for 15 minutes, or depends on how. It doesn't take very long at all for it to cook and get moist and get soft. Those juices come out, but depends on how brown you like the outside edges. We do that a lot. Maybe a mixture of zucchini and squash, yellow squash, and onion. It's so easy and so quick, and that's kind of a little side dish that goes with pretty much anything you're eating. You can cut up zucchini and fry it just like you do squash, just like you do yellow squash. There's all kinds of other recipes, thinking about fritters, and Miss Cindy used to kind of scoop out the inside and mix it with cheese and stuff, put it back in, onions maybe, and then put breadcrumbs on top. That was really good, like baked zucchini like that. So there's all kinds of recipes out there. I hope you'll share some of yours in the comments. There are quite a few recipes in mine and Jim's book that use zucchini. There's about two, maybe three that use zucchini in pickles, thinking about pickles, where you could use zucchini or yellow squash. They taste so similar. Just the only difference basically is the color and sometimes the size. The yellow squash are usually smaller. So there's several of those. There's the one I'm going to share today. And then there's, I marked some of them. There's one that Jim shared. I've had this before. It's really good. It's a summer squash pie, and it's sort of, you use, coconut and lemon flavoring, and so it sort of puts you in the mind of coconut pie, like a coconut pie. It's really good. I've tried that one before. And then there is a savory one. It's zucchini pie, and use a pie shell. Maybe I can make this one day in a video. And you put mustard in the bottom of the pie shell. Anyway, it's got cheese. It's real good. It's savory. But it's a really good recipe. Of course, a lot of the recipes in here are, it's not like me and Jim created how to cook green beans. A lot of them are just the tried and true traditional recipes of Appalachia. So I did want to read you one little part though here. And then I'll show you how to whip up this great bread, zucchini bread, which is really like a dessert. It says, all sorts of sweet breads have long found a home in Appalachian kitchens. Vegetables such as zucchini and squash, fruits such as persimmons and bananas, pumpkins, and other members of the winter squash family, and many further options await blending with flour, eggs, perhaps nuts, and suitable seasonings to produce a dessert bread, something to enjoy with breakfast, or perhaps a mid-afternoon pick-me-up anointed with cream cheese. That sounds really tasty. When I use cream cheese like that, I like to toast the sweet bread and get a little crunchy, some of the little crunchy edges, and then put cream cheese on it. So good. So now for Jim's recipe. You're going to need 3 eggs, 2 cups of sugar, 1 cup of oil, 1 tablespoon lemon juice, 3 cups all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon baking soda, 1 teaspoon baking powder, 1 teaspoon cinnamon, 2 cups grated zucchini, and 1 cup nuts. 2 things that come to mind. One is Granny and Pap would say baking soda instead of baking soda. And then the oil. You can really use whatever oil you prefer. Granny uses like vegetable oil, canola oil, something like that. I mostly cook with olive oil, so that's what I use. A lot of people don't like that if they think it's got a strong taste, the olive oil, so they don't like it that it comes through. And since I'm just making it for my family, none of us, it bothers us in the least, so none of us is bothered by that. A lot of people have been telling me that you could use avocado oil is really good. Now, I have like a little avocado spray that I use to spray things, but I've never actually bought the oil to use in something like this. So maybe I need to do that, but that's also an option. And again, whatever kind of oil you prefer. So beat eggs and sugar, add oil and lemon juice. Sift together flour and remaining dry ingredients, add to egg mixture, mix well, stir in zucchini and nuts. Bake in greased loaf pans at 325 degrees for 55 to 60 minutes or until done. Pecan halves can be laid on top of the loaves for extra visual appeal. I only got 1 pan ready, so I may need to get me another loaf pan. We'll see how it works out, see if it fits in there or not. And when it comes to the nuts, again, of course, you could use whatever kind of nut you prefer. You could leave them out. Most of the time we use pecans is what we would use. I know Jim really loves black walnuts in it. That would be really good. Now that I said that, I'm thinking if I've got black walnuts, but I've already got my pecans ready, so I guess I'll use those. I think almonds, slivered almonds, I think would be really good in it. But if you can't eat nuts or if you don't like nuts, you could leave them out. Just totally leave them out and it'd still be really good. A lot of people in their zucchini bread puts raisins too. Craisins or raisins, either one. So that would be a really good addition. Okay, now let's just see if we can mix it up and then see if I need to get us another pan or not. I'll use my orange there as a holder. So first we're going to beat the eggs and the sugar. The eggs. A lot of people have asked me recently, ever since I first started doing videos, people ask me about the mixing bowls that I use, and I've shared this 2 or 3 times, but I'll share it again. They are Texas ware bowls, Texas ware. Most all the ones I have are. And most of them, this one, and I've got a smaller one, a little one, they come from Miss Cindy ages ago. I've had them for a long, long time, and she had them, I'm sure, for a long time, and then realized she wasn't using them anymore, so she gifted them to me. When I was growing up, Granny had one this size, this kind of medium size, and that's what she still has it. That's what she made her biscuits in, her cornbread in, whipped up a cake in. That was just the mixing bowl that we used for everything. So when Miss Cindy gave them to me all those years ago, of course, I just immediately started using them for anything I make like this. Recently, or more recently than the ones Miss Cindy gave me, other people have gifted me some. So thank you very much for that if you sent me one. They are wonderful bowls. They are melamine. Some people don't like that, but that's what they're made out of. And you can still find them, if you're lucky, at a thrift store or something like that for a good price. If not, you can find them in antique stores. They're pricey. And also eBay and Etsy sometimes has them. Let me mix this part up good. Okay, now we're going to add, I think it said to add the oil and the lemon juice. We're going to add that. There's my little thing of lemon juice. I like recipes like this that you don't have to drag out your mixer. You could certainly use a mixer with this though, but it's also one of those that you can, it's not too hard to whip up by hand if you just want to do it that way. Now the next part is to sift the dry ingredients together, and I'm just going to sift them directly into the mixture there. Get my little sieve here, pour in the flour, pour in the baking powder, baking soda, and cinnamon, and the rest of the flour. stir it in. Making a mess, which is typical for me. Okay, now for the next step, I'm going to switch because if I use a whisk, the zucchini gets all tangled up in it. So then I'm going to add my zucchini. Now I just shredded it with my box shredder there. You could do it any way you'd like. And I don't drain the liquid or let it, you know, one of the cakes that I make, you're supposed to let it sit for a good while and let all the liquid drop out. I don't do that. I just leave it in there. And Jim don't say to do that, so I don't think he does either. And then I'm going to just start folding it in. And then I'm going to add my pecans. Okay, I'm ready to put it in the baking pan, my loaf pan, but I'm going to, I don't know, am I going to clean up my mess or am I going to just put it right in the middle of it? I may just put it right in the middle of it. And I think I'm going to have another one. So we'll see. I'm pretty sure I am. There's that one. Let me move these two. Baking soda. And get my other pan. Okay, I'm going to use this is a stoneware pan, loaf pan that I read about how wonderful they were. I love my stone bacon dish for my pizza. And I read about these, about how they'll get seasoned just like that, and you won't have to use any grease or worry about it. Mine's not seasoned yet. I've only used it once or twice. I've got me and Corey both one. I'll have to ask her how she's liked hers. But I hope it gets like that, but I need to actually use it to get it seasoned up. And when Granny makes zucchini bread, her recipe makes two like this as well. And so what she always does is she keeps one and she calls me to come get the other one and shares with us, which is really sweet of her. Okay. Let me clean up a little bit of my mess since I spilled so much, and I want to show you a trick that Granny does with hers. So Granny takes her pecans and she takes some of the whole ones, if you can save out some of the goodies that are whole, and she just places them inside on top of the cake while it's baking. Just you can make a little design with them. Most of the time she just lays out 3 or 4, so I guess that's what I'll do, kind of. It just makes it pretty when it bakes on top. I dropped that one. Let's see, I guess I'll put them. I've got 2 more. I might as well put them all, right? I'm going to put that one right there. And what that was, come with it, maybe a piece of flour. Okay, now I'm going to put these in the oven for 55 to 60 minutes. It's everything you bake or cook, you just have to know your own oven. So I'm going to put it like at about 50 minutes, and then I'll check it and see if I need to add some additional time to it. I've got to run and take Granny to the doctor about the time these are going to come out. I may have to get Matt to take them out of the oven. But this evening when I get back, I'll be sure to show you how they turned out, and maybe I can entice Matt or Katie to have a piece with us. It's much later in the day. Granny's doctor's appointment took way longer than I thought it would. Matt had to man the bread getting it out, but it looks good, don't it, Matt?
Looks real good.
Makes it such a pretty presentation by putting the pecans on top like Granny does. I usually don't do that, but it does make it really, really pretty. So we've actually already eaten supper. Unusual for us tonight, we had something really simple. We had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah.
That's all we had. We did have some really delicious jelly though from our friend Ed. He sent us some blackberry jelly, and it was really, really good,
Yeah,
wasn't it? It was really good. So we had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and now I'm going to entice Matt with he's going to try out the bread with me. I'm going to take the smallest loaf and take it down to Granny. Since she usually gives me her other loaf, I'll do that. I'll cut on the big one though and give her that smaller one. You like the end piece, Matt, or you don't care?
Or either way, I mean, if you want the end piece,
No, I don't care. Zucchini cake's pretty because you can see the little pieces of zucchini with the green in them. I think that makes it really pretty too. I don't know if you want a fork or if you want to use your fingers, but we'll see.
Well, that's absurd. I'll use a utensil.
Okay. That would be too uncouth for you?
Yeah, that would be vulgar.
Good.
Very good.
It's really good. Real moist.
I like it.
Good flavor. Really good, especially with a glass of milk. It hits the spot. I don't want you to drink it out of my milk.
Well, I got my own there.
I hope you enjoyed seeing how to make Jim's recipe from our cookbook. If you've not picked up your copy, I'll leave a link in the description below. Try all those wonderful zucchini recipes, not just this one. Anything else you want to add, Mr. Matt?
No, I got my mouth full.
Full of good bread. This would really be good tomorrow in the morning. You could toast you a piece and put cream cheese on it. Wouldn't that be good?
With a cup of coffee.
For your breakfast? I bet you'll be doing that, won't you?
I will.
I bet you will. We're always glad when you stop by to help us celebrate Appalachia. I think I didn't get enough milk. I need more milk. It's really
Is that
good.
code for me to get you some milk?
No, I was going to get it, but thank you. Thank you. Very good. At some point you're going to get a thunderstorm.
Just how dry the grass is, and it just crackles when you walk under it. I haven't seen that in a long time.
There was thunderstorm or thunder clouds all around when I took Granny. Each one would just come right over our house.
And then just park for a while.
We're supposed to get rain later in the week. Granny said she calls WKRK's weather line, listens to it.
Joke for you.
What?
You know what kind of berries that they make beer out of?
No, what?
Blueberries. You like that? Oh, I'm sufficiently full now.
Me too.
Mighty good. You're good guy. You know, I may keep.
I think it's too late to return me.
What if I find a receipt, reckon?
You find a receipt?
I never had one.
water that stuff in the back. I said I can try to water this stuff in the back.
I'll help you, Katie.
Okay.
Just takes back a lot back and forth moving it.
Okay.